Nice eye, bro.
To make ordinary unforgettable.
All right, check it out. What have we done updated so far? So we've done quite a bit. So we're trying to get a few tools built, as you've seen in the previous videos. However, we just barely made our breakthrough because I had to go look for a job. So I've been busy with that. So apologize for not being able to consistently work on this, guys. But nonetheless, you can insert a project now on LaunchDrop. And when you inject, so right now we're using DataDrop as a guinea pig, since we are in the works of trying to finish DataDrop at the same time, which is kind of what inspired this project, is because the overwhelming amount of drift that you deal with strictly just building web projects with code exclusively. And so what I wanted to show is that we've now gotten the manifestation area, which would then be an editor inserted, now that you don't longer need to go rely on it being on a tab now. Like I could close this tab out if I wanted to, and it would show up there. So the whole point is to be able to have an injected area. The only problem though, if you're working on it in an unfinished product, that means that you're still going to need terminal open, pointing out to whatever, simply because, or unless of course it was just a copy, a finished copy, closed file, but nonetheless, you'll be only editing a uploaded copy of whatever your original file that you're updating is anyways. So you won't end up screwing up your original by any means. So but what we're trying to get achieved here is to be able to upload and toggle through all your corresponding scripts regarding that. So if this say had 4 pages, which right now you can see it has, I don't know if the focus will focus in there, but basically you can see right there it says pages 1, 2, and 3. So that basically is how many pages are in this particular project itself at the moment on DataDrop. So, and if you had a 4 or 5 page, there would be 4 or 5 tabs. But what happens is on each one that you select, it'll bring up the code from at the back, which will then give you an idea for your AI as you build with your AI, a bird's eye view as to relatively any changes, or basically your most current updated script. So if anything changes had happened, it would see it right here, or if it wanted to, you could roll back. The information would also land in board view here. Let me get focused in board view, which is in here, in a deployment package. So it'd be a group of whatever scripts that changed on the change itself as you hit that filter. So if you need to do it that way, but most people are going to want to tend to build in manifest, because we're all visual type people, and you're going to want to build with your tool islands, which we now have this, but we're still in the works of updating it. So I've been adding, now that we've gotten this at least viewer breakthrough, it's not quite a full editor yet, as far as it's more just a viewer. So the codes necessary to make that happen is embedded, but we don't have the tools to help bridge those ecosystems to basically intertwine with each other. So for right now, we had a basic editor, the only one we have currently working. So you have to unlock it, which right now, this focus is just trash right now. Let me see. I don't know if there's an autofocus, but anyways, Right here, you click this button. I know it's kind of hard to see because the button's white and the contrast doesn't really show up well. But anyways, use your imagination. It says edit after you click that. I want this autofocus. Hold on. Let's try that. So anyways, edit's on, which unlocks your tools. Like I said, the only current one that we have working at the moment right now is text. We're going to get into that, but the theory of what we're trying to do here is, in order to speed things up for those of you anticipating for when is this going to get done, is to have AI finish majority of the build and also make it better, so that way we can get some, super tools built in. So for right now, we coded our own text editor, which is some of the first or the first version of it. It's not entirely finished. There's a lot of loose ends that need work, but this is kind of like the base of what the secondary filter or secondary island that would be within your particular tool island. So each tool is going to have a different secondary layout that comes out. And this one is, you can either expand it, make it bigger. Right now, what we have is you can change this to say anything else. So I can change it to say, let's do fuck you and deploy it. And let's change the color too. I'm kind of tired of these Laker colors. Not to knock on my Lakers, but until LeBron James retires, because I can't stand them, I don't give a shit about the Lakers at the moment. So what we do is open Studio, and we can change the letters to, let's go blue, and let's do, instead of hot pink, like red. Contrast some deep red, and that's it. And so you have different filters for different things. This will be very similar to CapCut when it's done, where there'll be moving transitions, glitter,
Oh God!
and different types of things, but it won't be janky like CapCut. I know a lot of you use that, and I love CapCut. However, I can't stand how often they update everything and how much things break. Of course, it depends how powerful of a phone you have if you're doing it mobily, but for desktop, until CapCut has an API key, you can't really automate CapCut for visual artwork and stuff, even though I'd probably wire up a different thing for automation at the moment if I was doing a mass production of, AI animations or something like that. In the future, I'm hoping that CapCut's going to put an API key, simply because of what I have planned in the future. But right now, it's not even relevant. I'm trying to get things that are predicated more towards drop shipping, because that's where the money is, realistically. You're not going to make a lot of money animating a ton of your time and effort into any particular things online, because they take time and traction to build, and then you have to be consistent. People aren't not gonna subscribe to somebody that puts a couple videos up once in a while, and especially if they're not lengthy, like at least 15 minutes or longer. So I oftentimes post my stuff, and what I can't stand is people thinking I'm trying to actually be successful on YouTube or Rumble or whatever. And I just want to put it clear out there, guys, that it is, I put my artwork out for others to see, because it's my business card. It's for people to see what is it that I do in marketing. So, and I do a little bit of everything. So, but not to get off track here, we're going to deploy this right now. So you hit deploy, which we got the launch rocket there, which is cool. And of course, it brings up your your tool here, and then now we got a big in the middle of our data drop thing. Now we embedded the ability to change the size of this. You can change the shadow. We can make you like. Let's see, how big can we make you? Like that's a good question. Let's find out. Oh look, I just actually moved that container a little bit. That's interesting. So that means that we have some actual push-pull capabilities within the parameter of this ecosystem here. So I'm trying to do this with one hand. It's a little difficult, but you know what I'm saying. So we're gonna reposition this, and we'll put that there, and then we'll go super big. Hold on, let's figure out what's going on here. Why won't it stretch? Stretch, buddy. Alright, let's try repositioning it. Maybe, let's try redeploying it. Let's just delete it for now. Anyways, you can make you really big. That's the whole point of what I'm trying to get at. I don't know, we'll have to toy around with this. But either way, the environments are starting to collide, which is good. Because we had to figure, there we go. So anyways, as I had in a demo video, is that you're going to see the websites that you build are going to be a lot higher of a quality than you're used to, and you're going to be able to come up with anything that you can think of, whether you're going to scroll over something and visuals pop out at you. It's not going to be your typical websites that you're used to. Sky's the limit on your imagination, and now, but as long as you can inject a framework from Shopify and WordPress and any other top site, as long as you have the base structure of the skeleton, which there's ways of doing that, and keeping those skeletons as structured audible. So if in case you have particular stores where you like a certain layout, you have them in your arsenal. So but this is going to be key for when you're scaling up your stores, and you need to be quick and to the point. That the aesthetic part is the fun part, but you don't want it to be time consuming. Once you get an AI designer to be able to kind of keep a rotating audible of what your preferences are based on aesthetics, you're not going to spend much time on how it looks. Like, you're going to say, okay, what type of look and feel are you going to need for selling like facial creams for women? It's going to be a lot of pastels, a lot of whites, not so much darks, all those sorts of things. So all that's going to be a technology that's going to record those things embedded. And so like your flexibility factor in your marketing for what we're building in data drop and dom drop, and eventually LaunchDrop, is all going to be basically constantly evolving, but reflecting on what's already out there and successful. So not the whole point of this software is so that you're not constantly doing research, spending your time in directions that are taking you away from what makes the product sell. And a lot of that stuff too also is going to be able to figure itself out with the use of AI. You're basically going to leverage your business and be able to effectively get products marketed effectively in front of customers way faster, way less effort, and and it's not going to cost you an arm and a leg, and you're going to have a higher hit rate. Most people's hit rates are like 1 out of 10, one product out of every 10 tested, and that's not bad, but I mean, how hard do you want to work? You got to think of that, you know, or how good are you and how hard do you want to work? If you're already experienced, think about it. You're going to end up, you know, you already know what to look for. Then all you got to do is finite tune all these attributes from within the systems to then basically use it to your advantage, and that's it. And it's as simple as that. So yeah, so we got that part going, and I just wanted to give you guys an update as to the progress that was going on. And you know, apologize that I've been trying to look for work. It hasn't been easy. California, thanks to Joe Biden and friends, is a pain in the ass. And right now, I am lucky to even have my computer. So that's it. That's all I got for now.
That